All right, so really cool. I got some really awesome things I'm going to show you in this video. I am in Milwaukee. We're at Milwaukee Tool. They got some new product launches. And yes, you are going to be one of the first to see them because you're an awesome subscriber to this page. Now, before we start, I do want to say one thing, and I am absolutely not joking around about this. I had 4 memory cards with a lot of stuff on there. I had 2 in my camera and 2 extra ones just in case. I ran them through the TSA checkpoint. For some reason, it took a long time for my bags to come back. All of my memory cards, and I kid you not, all of my memory cards with all of my footage are completely gone. The cards are physically not in the bag or the camera anymore. Now, even though I am saying to you, I am not joking about this, I do have a feeling I know who did this, and I will talk to you a little bit later about that. Let's just get this going.
Overall performance on the M18 Wet Dry Vac, we're really happy with it. It's got a ton of power, picks up a lot of bigger pieces too, which is nice.
The overall ability of that compared to 3.5 is as good, if not exceeded it in the applications that I've used it for.
It can suck up the drywall, it can suck up concrete dust, you can just power through whatever you want to suck up.
Let's face it, in construction we're really hard on everything, so durability is #1. It's going to get beat up, it's going to get kicked, it's going to get dropped, it's going to get stood on.
It seems like wheels and hoses have always been an afterthought in vacuums, but it seems like Milwaukee put a lot of forethought into them.
With the Milwaukee hose, we can put it in anywhere we need it to. We can bend it, step on it, and it stays warm and works good as new every time.
It's a good, solid design on the wheel.
It'll roll over extension cords, it'll roll over air hoses, and just doesn't get hung up nearly as much as a corded vac does.
It's just good heavy-duty construction.
M18 Wet Dry Vac is very versatile. Being able to put different heads on different containers is really nice.
You can select the appropriate tank for the application you're going to use it in.
So if you have a fine dust application, you don't need the 9-gallon tank, you can put the 6-gallon tank on it. But if you have a lot of big debris, the 9-gallon tank holds a lot more.
Identifying power is annoying, so then you got to try and run extension cords so you can get power to every room, and it's just not easy to use. With it being cordless, it makes everything 10 times easier.
Being able to go cordless and keep a clean site, that's what it's all about.
All right, here's some pictures from the show that Vince from VCG Construction was kind enough to send over for me since mine was stolen. Not 1, not 2, but 3 vacuums. You got a 6, a 9, and a 12-gallon, plus a ton of accessories that I'm going to show you, and a really cool feature about this vacuum that I'm going to show you I think is really awesome. Sort of changes the game, and that's what Milwaukee was going for. All of the basic little nightmares that you have on your usual shop vacs, they have basically fixed and got rid of. I want to show you something right here. The attachments on these hoses, they are super easy to put on, super easy to take off. Now, I do want to let you know that you can't use any other brand's air filters. They are only specific to Milwaukee, and these are the ones that actually clip in and you turn and it locks in. You don't have to worry about pushing that rubber seal down and having dust go all over the place. You're going to have them for fine dust, your basic filters, and water. Now, I do want to show you many more attachments. These are just the close-ups. Of course, these are your basic attachments that you're going to see. This is a close-up to your 12-gallon, and here you go. I'm telling you, 2 batteries running this. Yes, it is a 36-volt. All right, so let's talk about the different sizes. Again, 6, 9, 12. You can use any head on a different size container. So if you're working in a smaller area, you can use the smaller head with the larger canister or vice versa, whatever you want to do. So they're all interchangeable. I love that. I do want to say one other thing. These work in conjunction. The 2 batteries, yes, you are looking, as much as they probably don't want to admit it, you're looking at 36 volts. They work simultaneously. You need 2 batteries in here to run this thing. And yes, they are going to draw basically at the same time. They are going to be 36 volt. They are very powerful. We have tested them on many different surfaces. Water, it doesn't matter. They were able to pull them up, and they were extremely quiet. I could not believe how quiet these things were. The hoses were way better built than any other hose that I have used. As far as it goes with the wheels and the carts, they're awesome. We were able to push over cords. If my stuff wasn't stolen, you'd be able to see it. These were amazing. I was very happy with the performance and the build quality of these carts. Now, as much as I really like the smaller vacs, the large 12 volt is really where this thing shines. You have a larger diameter hose and it is a monster. Here's the only problem. You can only buy the 12-gallon vacuum in a kit, which you're looking around $700 for the 12. You get two 12.0 batteries, so I guess that's okay. But I'm just telling you, they are only sold in the kit. Only sold in the kit, you're going to get the charger and you're going to get the 2 batteries plus the cart and the vacuum. This is where I think you're going to be a little bit surprised. Okay, usually Milwaukee IA, their tools are 100% cordless tools. That said, with the 12-gallon vacuum, you're going to be able to buy this separately. Check this out here. It's the only picture I have of it right now. You're going to be able to buy a corded version of this head and run that instead of batteries. So if you're somebody that uses these things constantly, you don't want to go out and buy a ton of batteries to run or wait for them to recharge, this right here is a corded head for this vacuum. Now I want to start talking about these attachments real quick, but I do want to let you know in the description below, not only am I going to put a link for you to buy these, I am going to put a link, well, not even a link, I'm just going to put the information of all the pricing and all of the different specs that you want to know about this. I'll be here all day long. So let's take a look at some of these. You got your air tip, right? If you're in car detailing or if you're trying to get into tight spaces, this actually bends right here. It's the flexible long reach. You got your air tip pivoting extension wand. This right here is very cool. This is the magnetic utility nozzle. If you can't pick up screws, nails, which you can with this. However, if you don't want to rip a bag, this right here has a magnetic strip right here and it picks those things up right on the head and then you can just toss them out if you want. There's a better picture of it right here, some screws so you don't rip the bag. This thing right here is fantastic. Again, you got different types of brushes, different type of bristles. If you're an HVAC, whatever you're doing in small tight areas, maybe you're a mechanic in the motor or whatever you're doing, this is a built-in, it's like a PVC hose almost, not even PVC, it's a rubber hose that will bend and allow you to reach those very hard to reach areas. So if you're making those yourself, this is awesome. 3/8 right here. Again, more brushes, more brushes. They got a ton of brushes. Down here, this bag, if you were trying to put your attachments, a lot of the times you don't have enough room for attachments on your vacuums, or sometimes they just fall out. This right here is a bag that actually attaches to the top of the vacuum that you can put your attachments in. It is fantastic. That is a great option for us. All right, so basically everything is going to be able to be used with a cart. The 12-gallon cart is really awesome. It's a very heavy duty, but let me show you this. These filters basically snap in, or you turn them and twist and they will stay locked in. That's what I like about this. You got two different hose diameters. The smaller vacs, you're looking at 1/7/8, but the 12-gallon, you're looking at 2.5. These things right here, you're gonna see rings. One's red, one's gray, telling you the different sizes. Over here, you got a hose and drain adapter kit. I'll leave this here. You can pause the video. You can read all this stuff. You can use the bags in here. Again, if you're doing drywall dust, you want to clog up those filters, well, you can use this. You got the 9-gallon and the 12-gallon. This is the bag that I'm talking about, the storage bag that will actually clip on the top of your unit. That is awesome, so you don't have to worry about these things being lost. You can connect these to your table saws, your miter saws, different attachments, brush tools. Check this out, extensions over here. These hoses are incredibly tough. I'm telling you, you can jump on them, walk on them, roll things over top of them, and you're not gonna have to worry about it. Now you got your standard, curved tools, your nozzles, your crevice tools, all that. You got the dust extraction. You got your brushes over here. Let me keep scrolling down. I want to show you. There are so many things, and there's one that I really want to show you. Check out that cart. Love that. But check this out. You can see that red ring going around. That's the 2.5 extension wand, and there's your crevice and your floor. Just so many things. But let me show you a couple more things. I'm excited about this. Now, let me show you these slides. They have a couple really cool ones here. Now, I loved this attachment. This is actually an M12 attachment. It's a brushed head. Thing works phenomenal, way better than your typical standard brush. It just goes on the end of your vacuum. But this right here, the M12 goes down into and actually turns those brushes on the inside, and it picks up super awesome. And this is attached to the vacuum. You got your standard brushes here. You got your, corner brush tool. This one right here is a fantastic freaking tool. This right here, if you're doing drywall, you're cutting stuff out, even if you're just doing things that are dusty, maybe you are hanging a picture and you're drilling or whatever, you can put this up against the wall. The suction actually holds that in place to the wall. And when I say wall, I am talking about it'll hold up to your sheetrock, your stucco. cinder block, but not only cinder block, there were pieces of block that had so much texture. It looked like I don't know, it was just so textured, and it still was able to suck to that. You got that rubber seal, and it is phenomenal. Not to mention all that dust falls down inside and gets sucked in, and it keeps the job site completely clean. You got the 3-in-1 crevice tools, you got the conduit line puller kit, you got the 4-in-1 right angle cleaner, you got the low profile, which is really cool if you're cleaning in high places. Maybe you're doing cabinetry, you got a mess in there, you got some dust in there. Check that out. That goes down, it goes up, all different types of areas. This right here slides down, slides up. If you need the brush, you can use it. This right here, again, the flexible long reach, and this thing bends, it maneuvers. This right here, if you're doing HVAC work, pivoting extension one, you got the magnetic, we already talked about that. These heads, these attachments are so freaking cool. They got so many of them, and it's really gonna make your lives, I'm telling you, a lot easier. I was very, very impressed with this. I don't know if I mentioned it, but my cars were stolen, and I am not able to show you. Before we go any further, let me show you some of the footage that I was actually able to take off of the TSA security cameras, and I'm just gonna show you, this is what I found. Now this video was sent to me. I thought I heard a familiar voice at the airport. Yes, indeed, it is the Makita Gnome. As you can clearly see, the Makita Gnome was standing right where I put my camera equipment before it went through the x-ray, and there's no way that anybody else other than that pesky Makita Gnome has done taken my camera memory cards. Oh my God, it's a gnome! Right here! So it was obviously the Makita Gnome that was up there in Milwaukee, and it stole my memory cards and just completely ruined the video. But of course, I want to know what you think. Are you excited about these new vacuums? Which one? The 6, the 9, the 12 gallon? Love hearing your feedback. Also, what about those attachments? Some of them are really, really freaking awesome. I think they're going to help out a lot of people in a lot of weird situations. Let me know in the comment section below. Love hearing that feedback. Also, if you could smash that like button, it'd be greatly appreciated. I always appreciate you stopping by. And with that, we'll be back with more videos soon.